Did you know that Japan has over 100,000 people living beyond the age of 100? It's the country with the highest concentration of centenarians per capita in the entire world. Now compare that to the United States, where we spend billions every year on gyms, supplements, training programs, and fitness apps that promise endless youth and energy. Yet, chronic diseases, joint pain, and cognitive decline still affect most people after age 50. So the inevitable question arises, what are the Japanese doing differently? The secret isn't just in sushi, green tea, or genetics. When researchers from Harvard Medical School and Stanford University studied Japan's oldest citizens, some over 100 years old, still sharp, agile, and independent, they discovered something completely unexpected. It wasn't their diet or the type of workout they did, but rather a series of 6 simple daily movements, so subtle that Western doctors initially dismissed them as irrelevant. But brain scans, balance tests, and joint assessments told a very different story. These movements, repeated daily, kept the body flexible, the brain active, and the joints healthy. And one of them, practiced for just 2 minutes a day, was linked to an increase of up to 7 years in life expectancy. So, if you're over 50 and have started to feel stiffness in your knees, slower reflexes, or that mental fog that appears out of nowhere, stay with me. You're about to discover 6 ancient movement habits that can help you age like the Japanese, with clarity, balance, and strength, without medications, without a gym, and without breaking a sweat. Before we begin, write your name and where you're watching from in the comments. This helps create a community of people committed to living better, no matter their age. Let's start with movement number 6, the art of walking slowly, known as Sampo. Forget everything you think you know about walking for exercise. Sampo has nothing to do with brisk walks, headphones, or calorie-burning goals. It's the opposite. It's a slow, deliberate, and mindful walk, practiced by elderly Japanese people every morning as a way to align body and mind. It's probably the most underrated health habit in the modern world. In Sampo, you walk at half your normal speed. No rush, no impact, just a calm and natural rhythm. The secret lies in the breathing. Inhale for 2 steps, hold for another 2, and exhale for 4 steps. Simple, but powerful. This cadence synchronizes the cardiovascular and nervous systems, stabilizes heart rate, improves mental clarity, and lowers blood pressure. On top of that, this kind of walk awakens deep stabilizing muscles, the very first ones to weaken as we age. In a 10-year study conducted by Kyoto University, elderly people who practiced Sampo daily showed 62% less arterial stiffness and had posture comparable to people 20 years younger. This happens because walking slowly forces your feet to fully connect with the ground. Each step, from heel to arch and from arch to toes, activates the 33 joint points and 26 bones in each foot, sending signals to the brain that retrain the body's balance system. And it's precisely this system that tends to silently deteriorate over the decades. You won't find this kind of training in a gym. There's no sweat, no exhausting effort, but there is transformation. After just a few weeks of practice, many people report feeling more stable, mentally calmer, and experiencing a lightness they hadn't felt in years. If you want to start, set aside just 10 minutes of your day, preferably walking on a natural surface, grass, sand, or dirt. Concrete works too, but uneven terrain activates more muscles and nerves, giving your body a healthier challenge. And remember, Sampo is not just walking, it's meditation in motion. This is how the Japanese fine-tune their bodies and minds every morning. And you can do the same, anywhere in the world. Now, let's move on to movement number 5. Radio Taiso, the 3-minute morning ritual that literally moves a nation. Every day at 6:30 a.m., a soft piano melody plays on radios across Japan. It's not the news or the weather forecast. It's a call for the country to move. Millions of Japanese people, from children to the elderly, get up to perform a sequence of 13 gentle, continuous stretches created in 1928 called Radio Taiso. But don't be fooled. It's not a traditional workout. There's no sweat, no planks, no complicated yoga poses. These are simple, rhythmic movements. Arm circles, side bends, small squats, and knee lifts, all done gracefully, almost like a slow dance. In a study involving over 8,000 elderly Japanese individuals, those who practiced Radio Taiso daily had 40% fewer falls, 55% less chronic lower back pain, and maintained full range of motion in their hips and shoulders even after age 80. The explanation lies in physiology. These movements stimulate the production of synovial fluid, the joint's natural oil, which prevents friction and keeps movement smooth. Without it, stiffness sets in quickly after age 50. And the most interesting part, Radio Taiso lasts just 3 minutes and 15 seconds. You can do it at home, in your pajamas, barefoot, with no equipment at all. To maximize the effect, do it right after waking up, when growth hormones are high and muscles respond better to mobility. This isn't just an exercise. It's a way to renew your body, awaken your mind, and start the day with balance and intention. The next movement may seem simple, but it's one of the keys to Japanese longevity. It's called the deep squat, the forgotten human posture. If you walk through a park in Tokyo, you'll see something that might seem unthinkable to many Westerners. Men and women in their 70s or 80s resting comfortably in a deep squat, heels flat on the ground, back straight, and a peaceful smile on their faces. Some read the newspaper, others chat with friends, and some even tend to plants in this position. Now try it yourself. You'll likely find that you can't stay in it for even 10 seconds without losing balance or feeling discomfort. And that's not due to lack of strength. It's the result of a life spent in chairs. In Japan, sitting on the floor or squatting is part of daily life. That's how people eat, talk, and rest. And it's this natural habit that preserves flexibility, joint mobility, and strength in the legs and hips. The deep squat isn't considered an exercise. It's a natural posture, and that's what makes it so powerful. In a 12-year study of over 5,000 elderly Japanese adults, those who could maintain a deep squat position for 2 minutes were 70% less likely to need assistance with mobility in the following years. These individuals had more mobile hips, more stable knees, and a better aligned spine. Their bodies, quite literally, remembered how to support themselves effortlessly. Biomechanically, the deep squat opens up the hip joints, strengthens the pelvic floor, essential for bladder control, decompresses the spine, and keeps the ankles mobile and healthy. Additionally, this position stimulates lymphatic circulation and aids digestion, as the gentle compression in the abdomen promotes intestinal flow. It's as if the entire body reorganizes itself while you rest in this ancestral posture. To begin, there's no need to force yourself. Stand near a wall or sturdy chair and slowly lower yourself down as far as your body allows, keeping your heels on the ground. If your heels lift up, place a small rolled towel under your feet for support. Stay in the position for 20 to 30 seconds and repeat a few times per day, gradually increasing your hold time. In no time, your body will begin to readjust, and muscle memory will do the rest. It's the body remembering how it was designed to move, rest, and align with gravity. Many Western physical therapists have rediscovered this practice, calling it the human body's natural chair. It not only preserves mobility, but also restores a sense of balance that no gym equipment can offer. Once you get used to it, you'll never see the act of sitting the same way again. Now that we understand the power of the ground, let's move on to movement number 3, standing on one leg, a simple yet revolutionary practice that's used in Japan as a test for health and longevity. While Western doctors measure cholesterol, glucose, and blood pressure, many Japanese doctors ask their patients to stand on one leg for 1 minute. It may sound silly, but it's not. This simple skill is one of the strongest predictors of life expectancy and neuromotor health. Researchers from Fukuoka University followed 12,000 older adults over a span of 15 years. The results were impressive. Those who practiced daily one-leg balance had 68% fewer hip fractures, 75% fewer hospitalizations due to falls, and greater brain volume in areas responsible for motor control and coordination. This happens because when you stand on one leg, the body makes hundreds of micro-adjustments per second. The ankles, hips, core, and even the eye muscles work together to maintain balance, and the brain is actively involved in every correction, forming new neural connections. It's literally a workout for both the body and the brain at the same time. Studies from the Mayo Clinic have shown that balance ability is a more reliable indicator of longevity than cholesterol levels or even blood pressure. In other words, if you can balance on one leg, your nervous system is still young. To get started, stand near a wall or a sturdy counter. Lift one foot a few centimeters off the ground, keep your eyes fixed on a point in front of you, and breathe calmly. Try to hold the position for 20 to 30 seconds. When you feel steady, switch legs. Over time, you can increase the challenge. Close your eyes, slowly move your head, or raise your arms. This further stimulates the brain and improves coordination. Many Japanese people do this exercise while brushing their teeth or washing their face. It's a way to integrate body care into daily life. Instead of setting aside separate time to exercise, they make movement a natural part of their routine. This is one of the reasons why Japan has so many healthy elderly people. Movement isn't an obligation, it's a way of life, and there's something meditative about it too. When you're in balance, your breathing slows, your mind focuses, and your body finds a stable point between effort and ease. It's a reminder that physical and emotional balance go hand in hand. If you want to make the exercise more challenging, try doing it on a folded towel or soft mat. This forces your stabilizing muscles to work harder, and when you feel truly connected, add gentle arm movements or slowly turn your head. This type of practice is even used in neurological rehabilitation programs in Japan because it helps restore body awareness and improves proprioception, the body's perception of itself in space. Over time, you'll notice your reactions become quicker, your steps more secure, and your mind more alert. It's not just physical balance, it's neurological rejuvenation. The next movement may be the most symbolic of all because it represents exactly what separates an active, independent life from one limited by frailty. It's called the floor-to-standing transition, and in Japan it's a daily habit, not a strength test. There, sitting and rising from the floor is part of everyday life. They eat on the floor, drink tea on the floor, watch TV on the floor, and naturally, they get up and down several times a day. This simple act, repeated over the years, keeps the body functional, the brain active, and the joints young. But what few Westerners realize is that this movement is one of the best indicators of healthy aging. A large study conducted by the University of Tsukuba followed over 10,000 adults for several years and discovered something remarkable. A major study conducted by the University of Tsukuba followed more than 10,000 adults over several years and found something remarkable. People who could sit down on the floor and stand back up without using their hands had significantly higher levels of leg and core strength, greater flexibility, better motor coordination, and, most surprisingly, a lower risk of death within the following 6 years. It may seem like a simple test, but in reality, it's a full body and brain exam. To perform this movement easily, the body needs all systems to work together: muscles, joints, the vestibular system for balance, and even the neural connections responsible for spatial orientation. When you practice this exercise, you're literally training your body to remain autonomous. It's the kind of skill that defines the difference between needing help to stand up and continuing to live independently. And the good news is that anyone can start from where they are. To practice, choose a safe place, preferably with a mat or soft surface. Start by kneeling slowly, using your hands if needed. Then try to stand up with as little support as possible. Repeat the movement a few times a day, slowly and mindfully, paying attention to how your body responds. At first, it might feel difficult, but with each attempt, your body learns. Over time, you'll notice the movement becoming more fluid, and the muscles in your legs, hips, and abdomen will begin to respond with greater strength and coordination. This exercise isn't just physical, it's also neurological training. Every time you lower and raise yourself, your brain has to plan the movement, calculate balance, and adjust your posture. This type of activity stimulates the motor cortex and cerebellum, regions that tend to deteriorate with age. That's why, in Japan, this movement is considered one of the secrets to maintaining brain youthfulness. In addition, it has a profound emotional effect. The simple act of rising from the floor is a symbol of autonomy. It's a silent message you send to yourself every day. I still can. I still support myself. And that feeling of capability is one of the pillars of self-confidence at any age. Practicing this movement is, in a way, a daily reminder that independence is not just physical, it's also mental. And the more you practice it, the stronger your body and mind become together. Now we arrive at movement number 1, the towel twist, known as Tenugui Hibiki. At first glance, it seems almost trivial. You hold a towel, twist your torso to one side, and then to the other. But in Japan, this simple gesture is considered a ritual of balance and longevity. Many centenarians point to it as their personal secret to vitality. It only takes 2 minutes a day, but its effects are extraordinary. Here's how the exercise is done. Hold a towel stretched out in front of your body at shoulder height, with your arms slightly apart. Gently pull outward, as if trying to tear the towel, creating a bit of tension. Now, while maintaining that tension, slowly twist your torso to one side, keeping your hips facing forward. Hold for 3 seconds, return to center, and repeat on the other side. The secret lies in the slowness and constant towel tension. This combination activates deep muscles in the abdomen and back, muscles rarely engaged in traditional workouts, yet essential for posture, balance, and motor coordination. This means faster reflexes, better memory, and even greater mental clarity. In a 20-year study with 15,000 elderly Japanese adults, those who performed this movement daily lived, on average, 7 years longer than their peers who didn't practice it. They also had bone density up to 20 years younger, and above-average grip strength for functional independence, meaning they were able to carry out daily tasks without needing assistance. It's an exercise that, despite seeming simple, works across multiple systems: muscles, joints, the nervous system, and the brain. It wakes up the entire body in just 2 minutes and prepares you for the day, while also calming the nervous system at night. That's why many Japanese people perform Tenugui Hibiki twice a day, upon waking and before going to bed. It's like opening and closing the body with a ritual of energy and serenity. But this is the true secret of Japanese habits. They don't seek intensity, but consistency. They aren't based on brute strength, but on body intelligence. Each movement is small, but repeated with purpose. And it's this sum of small gestures that builds longevity. In Japan, these 6 practices aren't a gym challenge. They're part of life, a silent conversation between body and mind. They teach that aging well is not about fighting time, but moving with it, in harmony. These 6 movements, so simple at first glance, represent something much greater than a set of physical exercises. They are a philosophy of life. The secret to Japanese longevity isn't doing a lot, it's doing it consistently. It's this consistency, this gentleness with one's own body, that creates lasting vitality. When practiced regularly, they not only strengthen muscles and joints, but also reprogram the nervous system, revitalize circulation, and rebalance the body. And there's something deeply spiritual in this quiet practice. By moving every day with awareness and respect for your own rhythm, you begin to listen to your body differently. You learn to notice what it asks for, what it rejects, where there is tension, and where there is space. This inner listening is the foundation of true well-being. Modern science confirms what Eastern wisdom has long known. The body is an extension of the mind, and movement is the dialogue between them. It is this harmony between body, mind, and time that creates true longevity. These 6 movements also share another important principle: respect for your limits. None of them push the body beyond what's necessary. There's no pain, no exhaustion, only progression. The body adapts because it is respected. Every movement, every breath, every small habit is a brushstroke painting that art. The Japanese call this ikigai, the reason for being alive, the purpose that gives meaning to each day. That's why elderly Japanese people remain active, lucid, and independent into advanced ages. They don't work out the body, they cultivate it. And cultivation requires patience, consistency, and daily care. Think about that for a moment. How many times have you avoided moving because you believed it was too late, or that exercise had to be exhausting to be effective? From today on, let go of that idea. This is what the Japanese call kaizen, the principle of continuous improvement. It's not about changing everything now, but about improving a little each day. This philosophy, when applied to the body, is what creates true longevity. Results don't come from intensity, but from repetition. And the most beautiful part is that once you integrate these movements into your routine, they stop being just exercise and become a way of living. The body begins to expect them, to ask for them. Movement becomes a ritual of care, a quiet conversation between body and soul. And in that dialogue lies true youth, the kind that doesn't depend on age, but on inner vitality. Aging isn't about losing strength. It's about learning to use it differently. The Japanese secret to longevity is simple. Move every day with awareness, respecting the body and celebrating life.